Ketanji Brown Jackson made history as the first Black woman appointed to the United States Supreme Court. But long before that moment, before the cameras and confirmation hearings, there was a love story quietly unfolding behind the scenes. This is the story of Ketanji and Patrick Jackson, a love rooted in shared values, mutual respect, and the strength to rise above differences. Their journey began at Harvard University in the early 1990s. Ketanji was a sophomore, ambitious and focused, when she enrolled in a class called Changing the Concept of Race in America. It was there that she met Patrick Graves Jackson, a fellow student from a very different background. Patrick came from a long-established Boston family. He was what Ketanji later described as the quintessential Boston Brahmin, traditional, well-connected, and raised in a world far different from her own. While Patrick's family lineage could be traced through centuries of American privilege, Ketanji's ancestors had once been enslaved. She came from a legacy built on resilience, hard work, and determination. Despite those differences, something between them clicked. Before romance came friendship. They spent time studying together, engaging in long conversations, learning each other's minds and values. Their connection was built slowly, with intention. They didn't rush. They listened. They learned, and in time, they fell in love, not just with who they were, but with who they were becoming together. Of course, dating across racial and cultural lines wasn't without concern. Ketanji had questions about how Patrick's family, especially his grandmother, who was helping to fund his medical school education, would react to their relationship. It was a valid fear, grounded in a long history of division and misunderstanding. But Patrick never wavered. In a quiet moment, he told her something that changed everything. He said, "Even if I have to take another job or do something else, I choose you." That moment was a turning point. For Ketanji, it wasn't just about love. It was about courage, commitment, and clarity. Patrick didn't just say he loved her. He proved he was ready to stand beside her, regardless of the cost. They were married in 1996, and over the next 3 decades, they built a life grounded in partnership. Patrick pursued a successful career in medicine, becoming a respected gastrointestinal surgeon. Ketanji rose through the legal system with quiet strength and relentless dedication, ultimately earning her place on the highest court in the land. Through it all, they supported each other, not with grand gestures or spotlight moments, but with the steady, daily work of building a life together. Justice Jackson once described them both as long-suffering, early-to-bed, early-to-rise kind of people, a glimpse into the ordinary rhythm that grounded their extraordinary journey. While the world now sees her in black robes and on national television, Patrick still sees the woman he met at Harvard, the determined student with a powerful legal mind and an unwavering moral compass. Ketanji Brown Jackson has become a symbol of progress in America's justice system. But even as she breaks barriers and writes her name into history books, she's never walked alone. Patrick has been with her every step of the way. From late nights during law school to the pressures of public life, from raising children together to balancing demanding careers, they've leaned on each other, quietly and consistently. In a world that often divides people by background, race, and class, their story is a reminder that connection is still possible when it's built on honesty, empathy, and love. Nearly 30 years later, Ketanji and Patrick are still going strong. The strength of their marriage isn't in grand gestures, but in the daily choice to support, respect, and show up for one another. Behind one of the most powerful women in America is a man who never tried to stand in front of her, only beside her. And that is what real love looks like.